Everybody should say hello from Flask. Welcome to day three of making our online market store. And in today's tutorial, we are going to make the following. We are going to design this page in index.html just the way it is here. You can add an item, you can list all items, you can see all cells. We can toggle between the grid view and the list view. This is what we are going to design. This page the way it is. So I have done most of the things. I've already written some JS code for you, and I'll be sharing with you that. So we'll be doing that. You need not to worry anymore. This is what we'll be doing. We'll be adding items to the database. We'll be deleting and updating. We'll be designing the UI. We'll be creating items categories. So first of all, before we begin, ensure your index.html file is dragged outside the templates directory. Ensure that it is dragged outside the template directory, and ensure that also erase the text hello from Flask in the index.html file, drag it outside the templates directory, then erase the text that we had written earlier, hello from Flask. Then using the link in my description, go look for a file called index2.html and copy everything there. It contains all configurations. I've already designed that for you. You need not to tire. So go and copy the entire file, index2.html, and everything in that file, and come and paste it here so that you can begin. I'll be explaining everything what it entails. Also go and I designed another JS code. Go and copy the file called popcard.txt from the link in my description and paste it here inside your static folder. Inside your static, create. Let us delete this. We don't need it here. Create a folder called JS. And also create another folder called CSS. Add your styles.css. Add your popcard.js. The file called popcard.txt in my description. Go and copy everything in that JS file and paste it here in the popcard.js. I'll explain everything what happens to init JS code. Let me begin. The function of this JS code is to open cards on the screen directly. It pops out the cards. This is the function for this JS function. That's what it does. Then this JS code allows you to hide and show some elements in the page. For example, the working of this, as you can see, this showing and adding things from your page is the work of that JS code that I've just shown you there, that function. So that's how it is. And also the other thing, leave alone this JS. This one, the last one, this one displays item in grid form. It allows you to choose either to display them in flex format or in list format or in grid format. As you can see from my browser, I was able to display this one, to choose whether to display them in grid format or in list format. So that's the function of that JS code, as you can see there. So we are going directly to the app.py. We begin designing from there, app.py. I meant the index.html, sorry. Create 3 div elements. Below the mobile menu, we are going to add another class. Below this mobile menu, we're going to create another div. Let's give it a class. Container, mx auto, text the same, justify center, margin mx px, give it a 4. Then here we're going to create a button, dash tag. We're going to give it a class pass plus. Then here we're going to write add item. We're going to give this a class bj blue 900. We're going to give this a margin right of 4 rounded. We're going to give it a padding of 2. Then we are going to copy the same. Let's add more properties. We're going to give this a margin right of 2. We're going to give this a text white. font, bold. Then we are going to copy the same. We are going to give it a margin top, this here, margin top of 1. Then copy the same so that you have 3 buttons. Now let's review our design, how it looks like. This is how our design looks like, but these items will be centered. So we are going to center them. We are going to give this class. We're going to give here a flex. We forgot to give here a flex. And now it should be okay. Now they are centered. That's good. We're going to edit dash text. We'll edit dash text and write here FA boxes and FA chat line. Here there is that. Yes, it should be that way. FA boxes and FA chat line. Make sure here you've added FA boxes. Yeah, FA chat line. Add there and add. Here, change this to be all items. Here should be cells. Also add this code here. So click show from 1, there it is. Then copy the same here. Then here it should be show from 2. Here it should be show from 3. Now let's test this from our browser. What happens when you click it? Nothing still happens. Let's continue. Here we are going to add a form. This form will be used to add items. You can write here add items h2, h3, add new items. Add here this. Have a form. Action. Going to define our first input. Type text, item name. We shall define the classes later. Copy this. Quantity, amount, description. This should be a text area. Then that's it. Then you also need the item. Also need a select tag here. Option. Then here we'll write select. Then copy this. Paste it here. Then right here. I will write this later. We're going to work out this later. So let's go back to our Flask application and begin from the index.html. Begin if request. If request dot method is equal to a post. We'll do here request. We're going to check if request dot method is equal to post. We'll write here. We'll just copy this here. Also copy this. Paste here, change this to item name. paste the others, amount, description, then say here add new item, change that category ID, then we're going to add the quantity. Copy this, paste, quantity, copy that, paste. We're going to define another table, the models. Let's give it a class, item, base, ID, copy this, paste it here. Then let's define the remaining field. Column string 255. Should be in capital. Then let's define the remaining columns. Yes, I've added the remaining columns. Let me explain. Here, this is the item ID column. This is an integer primary key. We have set it to the primary key. Item name is a string with a character length of 255. Image, you carry the image description. Quantity, it's an integer. Amount, a float, which means it can carry both a decimal point and an integer. Category ID, you must write here. These are columns, string, 255 characters. Foreign key, it links to one we'll create called categories. We're given the default value of 1. User ID, because each user will have their own item, it's the owner. So this should be a foreign key. So now let's define another class here called categories. Category. Copy this and paste it here. Then write here the name. It goes to column. Copy this as string. We're done with that part. Okay. For my model.py, we created these two tables. The first table was the item with this, with all this. If you don't know how to create this table, how these tables are created, yeah. So we're going to import the item and the category into the app.py. At the top here, we're going to import category and the item. The item, import that. We're also going to define here item categories, a list containing item categories. Item categories is equals to the first one. You can say books, accessories, as many categories as you like. You can define any beauty, you can add as many as you like. Those are enough for me. You can size stationaries, stationaries. Yeah, that's enough. So let's define a function. going to add this to the database. Category. Name is equals to category. Name is equals to category. Then we're going to say add db session.add new category. New category. db session.commit db session.close db session db new category is equals to add that. Yeah, that's it. So here add this function, add this, copy this, Control C, Control V, then say fetch all the categories, all categories is equals to get categories. Categories, all categories equals to all categories. Let's define a get categories. Get categories define db session is equals to all categories is equal to db dot query dot get dot query dot all db session query category all dot order. So let's leave it at that first. We can add order by. You can add order by in descending order. Yes, that's it. That's okay. Order by descending item.id. Category, not item. Category.id. Yes, that's it. Here we are going to check if the category exists first before adding. We're going to say existing category is equal to db session dot query category. If not existing category, existing is equal to db name is equal to category dot first. That's it. So define get categories. We're just defining this. Return all categories. And that's it. Then we are also going to return the list of items. Let's define here get items. Copy this. Change this to items or items. Change this to items. This should be defined. Yes, this is okay now. Then here write all items is equals to get items. Right here all items equals to all items. Let's add items. Here write add items. New item is equals to item is here say DB session. Goes to session. Okay, now we are good to go. This is okay. This should add the item, the category, the amount, the description, and their quantities. The database. Let's confirm the fields: item name, category ID, description, quantity, amount. Yes, that's okay. For those who don't know what timestamp means, here timestamp means the date that it was created. It is a column type date. So that's it. Also, since every store owner is linked to an item, we are going to add here user ID is equal to user ID. User ID is equal to user ID. Also that. Then user ID, we are going to fetch it from the session. Flask manages storing the user ID in the session. So user ID is equal to session.get user ID. We are going to store the user ID into the session. Once the user logs in, we are going to do this. Move to the login bit. Here, say session user ID is equals to userinfo.id. Yes, that's it. Once you're done with that, I think we are good to go. We can go back to our HTML and and complete the design. Drag this back to the templates. We are done designing it. Drag it back. Then here we say for categories, for category in categories, in all categories. N4. This N4 should come here at the end of here. So here it should be category.name. Here it should be category.id. You use two double brackets, two curly brackets, because this is ginger. I think this is all. We're done with that. Now let's design this. We give it a width of full, rounded, margin of 2. Give them a BG gray 800. Give this a text white, not text white actually, but here text white. Yeah, text white. Then what else? Then we can add also this. Let's add this focus. Outline, line none, focus, BG blow 500. Also This is 100 MB. PY of 2. EX of 2 also. Remove this. I think this is okay for this. Let's give it a border gray. Border gray 600. Then this, let's drag this there. Then let's give these classes width of full and maximum with LG to the form. We are done. Then let's give it a margin bottom. Let's give all this margin bottom of 4. Once you're done, copy all these classes, copy everything here, Control C, copy it here, Control V, copy also here, Control V, here also Control V, class, Control V, also here class. One more thing, let's change here. Let's change this to form 2 and 3 respectively. 2 and 3 here. Also here 3. Right here div 2 just for testing. Right here div 3 just for testing. We are done with that. Now let's test how our front end looks like. Let's test it. First of all, just drag the HTML outside first for the purpose of testing. Then do right click, open it live server. If you don't have live server installed, you can just install it from here. Live server, live server. Search here, live server. This is it. You can install live, this one, live server. But if you have it installed, just go to your index.html, right click, open it live server to view how your code looks like. This is how the form looks like. You can see it has taken the entire screen instead of the desired screen length. Let's change that. Let's give this div here class of py 8, ex of 4, mx auto, also one more thing. Let's give it a flex here. Let's add these classes. Flex justify center. Then a class of container. Then let's see how it looks like. We're going to remove the width of full from the form. Let it be that way. Meanwhile, then here instead of 10 rows, add 5. Change that to 5. Then instead here of PG blue 500, change that to border. Change that to border. Oh, where are we? Also that border should have an R. Copy that. Then highlight the first one, then do Control D 3 times. Control D 1, 2, 3. Then say Control V to paste. Then you're done with that. The same here. Copy that. Control C. Then here do hit Control plus D. How many times? 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Not 4 times, actually 3 times. Then do Control V to paste. We're done with that. Now let's review how our code looks like. Also, in the body, do a text white. The body, do a text white. Okay. Then we are going to add placeholders corresponding to all these items. For example, here, placeholder. This should be the item name. Enter new item. copy this placeholder, Control C, paste here, paste also here, paste also here, paste also here, then change this, enter. This should be quantity. This should be amount. This should be description. This should be category. Just we can remove this here. Then I think we need a button here. Button. Not a button actually. We're going to have input type submit in the class name. BG blue. Let's give 800 rounded LG. Padding of 2 font semibold. Text white. Then that's okay. I think we are done. Now it's time to view how our front end code looks like. That's how it looks like. For adding new items, you can toggle this way, add new items, all items. You can toggle between the two. Yeah. So let's try entering a new item. You can enter anything. Let's add, for example, pencil. First of all, before we enter, drag the index.html file. Drag the index.html file back to the templates. Now let's try adding. Make sure your virtual environment is enabled. If it's enabled, you'll see this. Just do online scripts activate, then do Python app.py. If you had closed your server like me, just do Python app.py. Then open that link, or just visit that URL. Make sure you're visiting that URL. 127.0.0.1. Okay, you can just visit that. We are getting an error. Let's see. This error comes from line 35. Add categories. Under add categories here. Let's review that code. In your app.py, go here. I think I made here an error. I was typing very fast. Filter bar. Remove that card. Then once you're done, let's retry refreshing the page from our browser. Okay, I did nothing. It has loaded successfully. Now let's see. Now we can see all the categories that we've added here. Now let's add a new item. Item can enter pencil quantity. Let's say 6. Amount 20 shillings. Description. These are pencils. Category stationery. Then let's submit. I think it was a success. As you can see, it is a success. The pencil has been inserted into our database. We have we've added a pencil successfully. Now we want to see that message, that flash message. Let's edit that from our app.py so that we can see that flash message. Once that becomes a success, go back to the app.py file and add this. Return direct. We'll redirect back to the home page. Then here we are going to flash. Items added successfully. Items added successfully. From your index.html, make sure you have copied this with messages is equals to get flash messages. You can copy it from the login and come and paste it here. Then that's okay. Then I want you to change something else. Here, this one should be form 3, not form 2. Then what else? We're done with that. Now we want to view the item that we have just added. So we'll come here and say for item in all items. We're going to get the item dot name. We're just doing item dot name. That's okay. So from where we've reached, everything is okay. I want you to change one more thing. Go to the index.html, then navigate to the form, and in the first input field where we have item name, use an underscore instead. And It will be okay for that. So that should be okay. Now we are going to visit our browser and see what we have. Let's go to our browser and see what we've got. So from our browser, let's try adding a new item. Let's add a new item. For example, this time we're going to add a novel, 26 amount, 70 shillings, description. This is a novel. So category, we're just going to select stationery. Then let's submit. You can see this message, items added successful, which means it was a success. When we come here to all items, I'm wondering why we're not seeing all the items. Okay, I don't know why we're not seeing the items. Oh, I have figured out the issue. Make sure you're signed in. Login first. Login with your credentials. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you're logged in, your user ID will be saved in the session. Then the next thing you have to do, this one should be in the index.html. This one should be item.item name. .item name. Now let's try adding an item. Let's try adding a new item. Add item. Another item can be a book. Quantity 9. Amount 100. Description. This is a book. Category stationery. Add item added successfully. All items you can see. We have a book, a novel, we've added it twice. Then we have a none object. So let us modify the UI for it to be well. I'm sorry I did not show you how I added them. Let me show you. Let me switch back. This is what I did for item in all items here under form 2. I did item.item name here instead of item.name. Yeah. Then what else did I change? I think I changed that. Yeah, that's it. So we have to have a good design of how the items will be appearing. Let me design that. I've already designed the code for displaying items. So the link in my description. Find the code written. Find the box written items container. So go there and copy the entire code. Go there and copy the entire code and come here and paste it. Go copy the entire code and come paste it. Copy the entire code called items container. For example, let me copy mine. Then come and paste it right inside here. Once you've pasted, I want you to remove one of these. As you can see, there are two of them. Remove one of them. When you collapse, you can see there are two of them. This div, remove this here so that we have only one. Then here we're going to say item.amount. Here, this for item in this end for, drag it to the end of that items container. Not to the end, but before the closing div of the items container. Yes, drag it there before these texts, before the end of the closing div here, right here. Then this code, copy, cut it, remove it, put it, place it there. Then this one, remove it, Control X. Then we're going to place it here where we have item 1. We're going to place it there. Then here we're going to write item.amount. Going to write here item.amount. .amount. Then here we're going to write item.quantity. Quantity. Then here, let's leave it here. This one will leave it for the meantime. Then I think it's like that. Here, this one will be used for editing. We'll be creating the editing and the deleting later. So let's view how our browser looks like right now. Just refresh the page. Then go click all items. Now this is how it will be. This is what you'll be seeing. Remaining none. You can see. Okay, sold to. Okay, there's something. Okay, let me fix that. Then I'll come back to you. I think we have a problem with our quantity. The quantities are not being inserted to our database, as you can see. If you want to view your database, how it looks like, come here and download to the marketplace and download this SQLite3 editor. SQLite3 editor. SQLite3 editor. I don't know which one I've installed. Yeah, I think it's this one. Download this SQLite3 editor. You'll be seeing your code very well, as the way I'm seeing mine. So I think the quantity is not there, but you can just add it right from here. Quantity under items. Okay, we can add here. Yeah, under quantities here. Let's edit these items. I don't think this one can be edited. Let's open our database again. Right click, open with SQLite3 editor. We're going to open with SQLite3 editor. open with SQL3 editor. We choose that. So here we're going to select items. Then here we're going to add quantity manually. Before we fix that, add there 2, commit, add there 3, enter, add there 3, enter, commit. Yeah, so that's it. Add there 5, commit. I think there's a problem with the way we are saving the quantity. Now, if you're done with that, let's come back to our browser, then refresh. Then all items, as you can see, we have the quantities that we've been adding. So that's how our page looks like. So the next thing we're gonna do is, okay, let's fix the issue we're having. Yes, I've figured out the issue. Go back to your application. Then in app.py, here do quantity is equals to quantity. Is equals to quantity. Then have a comma. Then that's okay. Now let's add a new item. The new item can be diary. Quantity can be 20. Amount can be 67. 67. Description. This is a diary. Category stationery. Then we submit. It has been added. Now under all items, we can see the diary. We've just added the diary. Remaining 20. We've sold. Okay, we've sold none, but we just sold it at 20. Yes. Sorry, I did not show you how we added the diary. I came here, diary. Then I entered the diary, the quantity, the amount, the description. I selected the category, then I submitted. Then under all items, the diary was visible here. Oh, sorry for that. So now, thank you for your time today. Thank you everybody for your time. This was day 3 of making our online marketplace. We were able to add items by the store owners now can be able to add items to their store. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to design an interface where their customers can be able to view their products, and I can also enable them to purchase their products. Once we are done with that, we shall integrate it with payment gateways such as CRUD, M-Pesa, and Flask for them to be able to make process online payments. Then that will be okay. We'll be done. Thank you for today. I think I'm done. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your question in the comments down there below. You can also like, share, subscribe.